Hi there, Terry back again on my comic cover show. We are now doing part 2 of the Amalgam universe, and it begins with Bat Thing. There you go. The cover was by Rodolfo DiMaggio, Bill Sienkiewicz, excuse me if I pronounced that incorrectly, I'm sure I did, and Patrick Martin. The writer was Larry Hama, and obviously the compilation of these, or the amalgam of these, is Man Bat and Man Thing. We then have Challengers of the Fantastic, covered by Tom Grummett, and also the internal art, I believe, was by him as well. And this is an amalgam of the Challengers of the Unknown and the Fantastic Four. But the majority, I think, is really the Fantastic Four were the main characters. They just changed their bodies somewhat. Then we have Dark Claw Adventures. The cover was by Ty Templeton and Rick Burchett. The writer was Ty Templeton, and the art again was by Rich Burchett. This obviously followed the theme of the Batman animated series. If you would like to like and subscribe, that would be lovely. If you wouldn't mind doing that, that'd be great. And now we have got Generation Hex. This obviously is Jonah Hex. The cover's by Adam Polina and Mike Morales. The writer was Peter Milligan, and the art is by Adam Polner and Mark Morris. The majority of the wanted mutants are basically difficult to guess who is what and from what universe, so they never bother putting it in any descriptions. Then we have Iron Lantern. I wonder if you can guess who this is. We have got the cover is by, and the art, internal art as well, is by Paul Smith and Atomic Paintbrush. The writer was Kurt Busiek, and obviously this is Iron Man and Green Lantern, the Tony Stark Iron Man. If there's another one I'm not sure about. I'm sure there is. And Hal Jordan is the Green Lantern. Then we have JLX Unleashed. Cover art by Oscar Jimenez and Hannibal Rodriguez, and the writer is Christopher Priest, and the same people who did the cover did the internals as well. And there was a hell of a mixture there as well, like there was in the last issue. Then we have Blessing, Lobo the Duck. Again, I wonder who you could guess who this is. We've got the cover art and the internal art by Val Semix and John Dell, and also the inks were by Ray Cressin inside. And the writer is Alan Grant. And of course we've got Dear Old Lobo and Howard the Duck been amalgamated. And then we have the Magnetic Men featuring Magneto. So they just changed the title from the first version. I didn't say actually, all of these came out in, or all cover dates were in June 97. Then we have the Spider-Boy team up. Cover and internal art was by Jose Landron and Juan Viesco, along with Carl Kessel. And the writers were Roger Stern and Carl Kessel. This is a mixture of the Legion of Superheroes and the Guardians of the Galaxy. Then we have Super Soldier. Man of War. And obviously this is Superman and Captain America. The cover was by Dave Gibbons. The internal pencils are by Dave Gibbons. Inking was by Jim Palmiotti. And the writers was David Gibbons and Mark Waid. Obviously you got the bottom there was the Sergeant Rock and the Howling Commandos. I don't think they amalgamated them too much, did they? Then we have the exciting X-Patrol. Cover art is by Brian Hitch and Paul Neary, and the writer was Barbara Kessel. And this is obviously the X-Men and the Doom Patrol. And then we have Thorian of the New Asgods. Obviously Thor and Orion. Cover art by John Remington Jr., one of my favourites, not. And the writer was Keith Giffen. The villain was Luc Dessard. So obviously Loki from Marvel and Dessard from DC. And that was the end of the amalgams. And it all finished up. So they did a whole 2 years worth of books, 24 books, between 2 issues. This is obviously DC versus Marvel #4. The covers by Dan Jurgens and Joe Rubinstein did the art, along with Dan Jurgens, the internals and external. And the writer was Ron Mars. But it doesn't quite finish there, because they did another series called Access, which had all the split amalgams back to who they were originally, and it was called DC and Marvel All Access. It's a 4-issue mini-series. It began in December, or the cover date was December 96 through to March 97. And as you can see, #1 starred Superman and Spider-Man. And the main villains in it were the Eddie Brock version of Venom and the Venom symbiote itself. The writer was Ron Mars, and the cover and the internal art was by Jackson Guise and Joseph Rubinstein. And then, done by the same people, but this is Jubilee and Robin, and the main villain in this was Two-Face. Again, same writers and artists. This was Batman and Doctor Strange, and the main villain in this one was Scorpion. And #4 was X-Men and JLA, and the villains, weirdly enough, were Doctor Strange Fate and Amazon. But it didn't finish there. They decided to bring out towards the end of the year, between December 97 and March 98, Unlimited Access. And this one has Green Lantern, Hal Jordan Green Lantern, the Hulk, Jonah Hex and the Legion of Superheroes, and the villains were Juggernaut, Mantis and the Sentinels. The cover was by Patrick Oliff, and the writer was Carl Kessel, and the internal art was Patrick Oliff and Al Williamson. And like the previous series, all the artists and writers were the same, but #2 featured some of the Avengers and some of the JLA, along with the X-Men and the Legion of Superheroes. And #3, again, among them was the X-Men and the Legion of Superheroes, and as you can see, Captain America, Green Lantern, all sorts of people over there, so I'm assuming the Avengers as well. A right old mishmash. And the last issue March 98, and this had a whole new legion of all new amalgams. And that is it. If you'd like to like and subscribe, that would be great. If you'd like to tell me anything about what I got wrong, or tell me anything about these books, how much you enjoyed them, or if you're planning on going to read them, that would be great. So as I said, if you'd like to like and subscribe, that would be really, really nice. Thank you very much for watching.